By the end of this video, you will learn 5 simple mindset and technique shifts that can improve your pickleball game almost immediately. Not everything in pickleball requires thousands of reps or endless drilling. Sometimes the fastest improvements come from seeing the game a little differently, cleaning up one habit, or changing how you think about a shot. These are the kinds of changes that can start helping you literally the next time you step on the court. The first tip is what I like to call the target fix, and it's a huge one. I can't tell you how many times I've asked players where they were trying to hit a shot, only to hear something like, I don't know, just somewhere in. That mindset alone kills consistency. If you don't know what you're trying to do, your body has no clear instructions. Instead, every single shot you hit should have intention behind it. Before the ball leaves your paddle, you should have already decided 3 things in your head: what kind of spin you want, how high you want the ball to travel, and how much pace you're using. When you control spin, trajectory, and speed, the landing spot takes care of itself. This also gives you feedback. If the ball goes long, you can ask yourself whether the pace was too high or the trajectory was off. If it hits the net, maybe the margin was too small. Now your brain has information to work with instead of just guessing. That clarity alone can clean up a ton of unforced errors. The second tip is something that instantly improves consistency for a lot of players, and it's called the elbow push. One of the biggest issues I see, especially at recreational levels, is what I call flipping the paddle across the body. When that happens, the elbow flies out to the side, and the paddle path becomes unpredictable. Instead, think about your elbow as the steering wheel for your shot. Wherever you want the ball to go, your elbow should move in that direction. If your target is straight ahead, your elbow goes forward. If you're hitting cross court, your elbow moves along that line. What you don't want is your elbow pulling sideways while your paddle flips across your body. That's where net misses, pop-ups, and random errors come from. When the elbow stays connected to the target line, your swing becomes cleaner, more repeatable, and easier to control. The next adjustment that can give you immediate results is what I call the wrist set. The paddle face is incredibly sensitive, and even small wrist movements can send the ball in completely different directions. If your wrist is moving all over the place, consistency becomes almost impossible. The idea here is simple. Start from a neutral ready position, then intentionally set your wrist for the shot you're about to hit. If it's a forehand dink, set the wrist for that forehand position first. Once it's set, lock it in and keep it stable through the entire swing. When you finish the shot, the wrist should feel exactly the same as it did at the start. After the shot, you can return to neutral and repeat the process for the next ball. Backhands get their own wrist set, forehands get theirs. This doesn't make your game robotic. It actually makes it freer, because the paddle face becomes predictable. When the wrist is steady, the rest of your swing can relax. If you've heard me talk before, you already know I'm going to bring this up, and that's the split step. I repeat this constantly because it's that important. The split step is what prepares your body to react to anything your opponent does. When the ball is traveling toward your opponent, you don't know what's coming next. It could be soft, hard, cross-court, middle, anything. The split step puts your body in a ready, balanced state, so you can move instantly in any direction. The key is timing. Right as the ball is about to make contact with your opponent's paddle, you land into a wide, athletic base. Your knees are bent, your posture is upright, and your legs feel loaded like springs. From there, you can explode toward the ball instead of reacting late. Players who skip the split step always feel rushed. Players who use it feel like the game slows down. That's not a coincidence. The final tip is learning to get more behind the ball, and this is where the concept of feel versus real comes into play. What you think you're doing and what's actually happening are often 2 very different things. I see this all the time when coaching. A player feels like they're lined up perfectly, but in reality they're reaching off to the side. Reaching creates instability, weak contact, and poor control. The fix is exaggeration. If you want to get behind the ball better, imagine the ball coming directly down the middle of your stance. Picture it lining up between your feet. When you do that, your body naturally moves more. Your feet shuffle into position, and your contact improves dramatically. At first, it might feel like you're overdoing it. That's okay. What feels extreme is often just correct. Once you start getting truly behind the ball, you'll notice cleaner contact, better balance, and much more reliable soft shots. Pickleball rewards clarity. Clear intentions, clean movement, and simple mechanics go a long way. If you apply even one of these tips consistently, you'll start to feel more in control of your game almost immediately. Thanks for watching, and if this helped you, drop a comment and let me know what part of your game you struggle with the most. There's a good chance it can be fixed with a simpler adjustment than you think.